Thank you, Madam Chair. Welcome. Good to see you. I want to get to just 2 or 3 topics, so I'll go kind of quickly. But as you know, the DoD is in the process of evaluating commercial 5G use, Madam Secretary, and use in the lower 3. It's my understanding they've issued a report. They've talked to you about it. They've shared it with you, and also the NTIA. And there's a lot of hesitancy, I think, from a variety of reasons for other agencies, for a variety of reasons, of making additional spectrum available for commercial use. It's finite, so I think the collaboration is really important. And you play an important role in advising the President on this, as you know, and understanding what our nation's spectrum strategy ought to be and what additional federal spectrum available for commercial use, whether it's licensed, shared, licensed, or unlicensed, what that ought to be. So it's critical. I think that, I serve on the Armed Services Committee too, in addition to this committee. So there's a balancing act here, right, of not just national security, but obviously economic security. What are you doing specifically to have or evaluate a strategy here? And what would you do tomorrow if DoD says the lower 3 are off limits entirely?
I think that would be deeply problematic. As we said earlier, we received the report at the end of last week, and we should arrange a briefing for the DoD and NTIA to come to provide that briefing on what the report said. It is a balance, but economic competitiveness is national security. And making sure we have enough spectrum available for private sector innovation and 5G expansion is national security. And there are ways, if we are innovative, this shouldn't be a zero-sum game. We can make more spectrum available and also not take anything away from the DoD that they need to fulfill their mission.
Madam Secretary, in August, you visited China shortly after it was revealed that the PRC had hacked your email account. And they were privy to all of your emails. In an interview with CNN State of the Union, you argue that you were firm and direct about the hack with the Chinese counterparts. Do you think they viewed your visit as a sign of weakness?
I do not.
Okay. Are you aware of additional cabinet members that you were emailing with that they were able to access your emails from?
As you know, Senator, this is an active investigation, so I don't want to go into that in this public forum.
Obviously, this is concerning, right?
No doubt. The hack was concerning. It was unacceptable. I brought it up when I was there. It's more than concerning.
Okay. I just want to switch things up a little bit with the remaining time that I have as it relates to the BEAD program. Senator Vance asked a couple of questions in this regard. What does climate change have to do with broadband?
Climate change has to do with everything. Tell me your exact question.
Well, I'll be happy to. You have climate change requirements, and that the NOFU states eligible entities must account not only for current climate-related risks, but also for how the frequency, severity, and nature of these extreme events may plausibly evolve as our climate continues to change over the coming decades. Can you tell me anywhere though, Madam Secretary, anywhere where Congress has put into law that you would require them to mitigate climate change? Can you point to that section?
Congress requires us to be good stewards of taxpayer money.
That's not my question.
To be accountable.
Where are you drawing that authority from?
We have to fund projects that will be successful. Otherwise, we'll waste money.
So I understand you might think it's important. I understand Joe Biden might think it's important. But Congress hasn't actually said that's a requirement.
But you want us to fund projects that will be successful. And if climate events prevent success...
How does deploying broadband in Branson, Missouri have anything to do with your climate agenda?
I'll give you a great example. Well, no, but for example, Senator, I talk to people all the time, including in rural places, who tell me that due to climate events, their current technology doesn't work. Like they don't have the internet when there's a storm. So climate very definitely affects the effectiveness of certain technology to provide the internet to people.
Yeah, I can tell you, having just been elected by a state with a large rural population, they're interested in their kids being able to access the internet for homework. Okay? They're not interested in your social experiments. Okay, so just in the line of Senator Vance's question about, injecting identity politics into your applications, respectfully, how about we just deploy the broadband so people can access the internet?
Well, your state will